Hi, and welcome to another career site video from Attrax. Today we're going to be talking about the application process and the candidate experience that this gives. With more people actively looking for jobs, there are going to be more eyeballs on your brand. So the experience that they get when applying for jobs is even more important than it was 6 to 12 months ago. Let's see how it's done.
First, let's look at Sky, a very well-known brand, and see how they manage the application process. So nicely branded, as you'd expect. I'm looking at the actual jobs, and I see one here that I'm quite interested in, Brand Marketing Manager. So I click on that, go through to the job details. I've scrolled down a bit to actually read the advert itself, and then, nice and clear, I click Apply. I'm now into the dreaded login, register to apply with Taleo. So it doesn't really live up to the believe in better experience that you would expect of Sky. So many people I can hear say, well, what's the problem with this? Well, actually, if you observe people when they try and log in to a Taleo or any other ATS using this approach, is they invariably think this is the first step of the application. So they put in an email address, or they put in a username. Now, if you've got a common name, you know how difficult it is to get a username correct, especially if it's a global system. And they put in a password, and they then, not quite confused, they click login, and they get an error. And then they go through the new user, and invariably what happens is you'll lose 40 to 60% of people at this stage. You'll also notice that Google Plus and Yahoo, Google Plus isn't actually in existence anymore, and how many people have a Yahoo account. And here's a Workday example. So again, nice branding, read through the actual advert. When I click on apply for a role, it's now telling me that it's moving me to their applicant tracking system, but I don't know what that is. And then you click continue, and here we are on Workday. Again, the first thing I'm being asked to do is sign in. So again, not a great candidate experience. So now let's look at SuccessFactors, one of the other global giants and part of the SAP family. So here I am, very nicely branded. Again, you can read through the job advert. Nice that the apply now is actually sticky. I click apply. I'm now through to exactly the same. The focus is on sign in to actually register with a small button. It assumes everybody is already registered, which is why so many people abandon at this stage.
The login to apply process we've just seen can account for between 40 to 60% of people abandoning their application. That's not a great candidate experience. But there is another way when we think retail. Let's look at the Attrax career site system and how it manages the application into the ATS.
So now let's look at how SNC-Lavalin do this. A career site that's integrated with Workday and Taleo. Scroll down, pick a job. I'm an asset engineer for tunnels and bridge structures. I come through to a branded job advert. I click apply, and the first thing I'm actually asked for is an email address. And for anybody who's bought online, which is probably most people, obviously this is something that e-retailers do in terms of capture that email address. So I put in my email address. So whatever happens, if I now abandon my application, we have that information. So I click submit. This takes me through to the job application form here, where I can complete the essential information. So my name, contact details. We've got an email, obviously, my current job title, my employer's name, where I live, and my salary. I can upload my CV, and then I click submit and pass the information through to Workday or Taleo, depending on which ATS the job is attached to, and complete my application. Obviously, diversity and inclusion is a really important part of this. So this is a non-mandatory form. So all of this information is kept as well, but it's not attached to that application. So it's totally anonymous, which means they can report on it. And finally, let's look at Mitchells & Butler. Mitchells & Butler own a number of well-known brands such as Toby Carvery, Harvester, All Bar One, Browns, O'Neill's, and they're integrated with Harry. So this job is with Harvester, it's for a head chef. I click apply and I come through to the application process. So again, first thing we're collecting is an email address. So once again, if anything happens, we've captured that information and we know the job that that person started the application for, and we can send them an abandoned application if they don't for any reason complete. And again, like S&C, I've got a quick form to actually complete. So having clicked submit, my application is now passed directly into Harry and ready to be reviewed by a recruiter. As a second stage, filtering questions are used. Now these could be simple legal questions such as right to work, 18 or over, drink drive convictions, or any additional information that you want to click in terms of disabilities. They can also be used for automated filtering. So dependent on the role, a different set of filtering questions will be presented. But as you can see, this all sits within the career site to provide a seamless and branded experience.
By directly integrating your ATS with your career site, the candidate experience is not only improved, but the application conversion rate can be increased by 50%. I hope that's been useful, and thanks for watching. If you want more information, check out attrax.co.uk. Thanks a lot.